Hey everyone, and Happy New Year. Today's review is going to be The Devil Inside. So, as most of you know, movies that come out in January tends to be kind of shit. But some of you might remember me putting The Devil Inside as the trailer of the show when I went to see Paranormal Activity. So I decided to go see it with an open mind despite a high level of skepticism. And my verdict? To give you an idea of how much I don't like this film, when I came home, my roommates asked whether I liked the film or not, and I just said, I don't want to talk about it. But obviously I'm doing a review now, so I will talk about it. So let's go talk about the one good thing that I really liked about this film. Well, saying really liked is kind of pushing it, to be quite honest. I actually liked the initial premise of the film. And as I said in the trailer preview, I really like the fact that they decided to do something different, at least, by having the multiple demonic possession going on as a part of the plot. I especially like the scene towards the beginning of the film where they're in a exorcism class where they're trying to distinguish, they're watching clips of people are supposedly possessed and distinguish between mental disorders and actual possession. But despite this initial setup of the story progression is beyond predictable. In fact, I predicted the ending 10 minutes before it actually happened, and that's something that we'll come back to later. This is further hampered by the fact that the characters are very uninteresting, especially the main character, and I didn't really care for any of them. So, going from the fact that I found the film to be predictable, let's go into the focus of horror films, aka the scares. The really sad thing is that a lot of the scares are already shown in the trailer. So the first couple scenes where they're supposed to be building tension, it was ruined because I already know how it was going to progress because I saw it in the trailers. The only time I jumped really was when they threw out random jump scares. And they're trying so hard with these jump scares. There's even one pathetic attempt where you see a dog suddenly jump up on a fence and starts barking. Maybe jump. Then it slowly climbs down like it's a part of a haunted house. And if the predictable scares wasn't bad enough, this film doesn't really have a specific tone. In fact, in many of the scenes where characters are talking to the camera, doing confessions or whatever, dialogue is kind of funny. When I was watching the film, there were more people laughing throughout the film than screaming or being scared. With an exception of the two bros that were sitting next to me going, "Oh fuck! Oh fuck!" I also realized that horror screenings tend to bring out the weirdest and the most annoying people. But that's beside the point. Let's get into something I really do not like about this film. There's actually two things about the film. One is specifically about the film, another is the marketing behind it. I kept seeing this like, Vatican does not endorse this film. In the months leading up to the film's release, I kept seeing the Vatican doesn't endorse this film web ad all over the internet. And it just made me roll my eyes every time I saw it. And on top of that, they had two people dressed up like priests that came out to the front of the auditorium going, "You have free will and you're free to make good decisions as well as bad decisions," and that they will be outside after the theater to go and talk about it. And on top of that, at the end of the movie, there's a link to the website where you can help in the still unsolved case of the Rossi family. It's really sad how hard the marketing people for this film is trying to push the illusion of this being an actual found footage. And being that it's a found footage film, you also get the really awesome cinematography to go along with it, where the camera would be swinging back and forth or being behind objects where you can't see the person talking. It would be like if I filmed reviews like this. Hi everyone, I'm doing the review of The Devil Inside today. So let's finish by talking about the ending. Right after the film ended, I went to go check out the IMDb board. There hasn't been a single person who actually liked the ending for this film. If you thought the ending to The Last Exorcism was bad, this one is much worse by a landslide. In fact, the theater was booing at the movie. So in conclusion, do you think that I would recommend that you go see this film? No. In fact, please boycott this film so there won't be a sequel. So I was trying to decide last night whether I wanted to give this film a 0 or a 1. and after some thinking, I'm giving this film a 0.
It's just not worth your time. I mean, there's nothing new about this film except for that premise that I was talking about earlier in the review. But there is no reason why you should spend $8 to $10 to go see this movie.
And thank you for watching my review, and feel free to post a comment about what you thought about this film. I'm pretty sure that you and I will agree on this film. I gotta say though, this review ended up being a lot less angry and a lot less ranty than I thought it was gonna be.